Now it's your turn to identify an equation's type, determine which technique should be used for solving it, and proceed with solving the equation. Stop this video, take a moment to write out your answers to these problems in your lecture outline packet, and then turn the video back on to check your answers. In this video, we'll solve the equation d equal to 25 plus 20 times the cube root of w for w. The first thing that we want to do is to identify which type of equation we have here so that we know what methods to take to solve it. So we see that that variable w that we're going to solve for is inside a cube root. So we're looking at a radical equation here, and it has that cube root or that third root. So as a general approach for solving, we will isolate that radical, and then, because it's a third root, we will cube each side of the equation. And then, if necessary, we will finish solving from there. In general, after we've cubed each side, we'll end up with some type of linear or quadratic equation. So, let's get started. We have d equal to 25 plus 20 times that cube root of w, and we're going to solve for w. So I'll just highlight where that's at. W is inside that cube root. So we want to isolate that cube root of w, that 25 plus the 20 times the cube root of w. We will first isolate this 20 times the cube root of w, and to do that we'll need to subtract 25 from each side. So we'll have d minus 25 equal to 25 plus 20 times the cube root of w minus 25. That will simplify down to d minus 25 equal to 20 times the cube root of w. From here, we still want to get the cube root of w on its own. We have 20 times the cube root of w, so we will divide each side by 20. So on the left, we'll have d minus 25 divided by 20, and on the right, we'll have 20 times the cube root of w all over 20. That will leave us on the left with d minus 25 over 20, and on the right, it will leave us with the cube root of w. From here, we have the cube root of w. To get w on its own, we will cube each side. So we'll take that cube root of w, and we'll cube it, and we'll take that d minus 25, which is over 20, and then we'll cube that. So we're cubing that whole left-hand expression. I'm going to leave this for now as d minus 25 over 20 quantity cubed, and set that equal to w. From here, there are a couple ways that we can simplify. To simplify out d minus 25 quantity cubed would be a lot of multiplying out. So in general, we'll just leave that as d minus 25 cubed. This fraction, though, is entirely cubed. So I can make this d minus 25 cubed over 20 cubed equal to w. And 20 cubed will give me 8,000. So if I simplified it anywhere beyond that first instance that I got w equals, I would do d minus 25 cubed over 8,000, and that's all equal to w. Again, I could expand that numerator, but that would simply be a lot of multiplying. One final note, this original equation, d and w, were actually measuring window pane oysters, their diameter and their weight. So although it looks contrived like many others, it did come from an actual real-world example.